Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna do a pick a card reading on what makes you unique. So I'm really excited for this one. So I have the 3 piles. This is pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. So here are the 3 piles side by side. We've got pile 1, 2, and 3. And when we do these pick a card readings, I just want to say that you have the power to change your own story. Anything that I say in any of these videos, if you don't agree with it, if you don't feel like it vibes with you, you don't have to take it. You really just have to take what resonates with you. And I just hope that my videos are entertaining. I infuse my videos with love. I want them to feel like you're hearing something beautiful and great about yourself. And if it is giving you fear or putting you in a lack mentality, then it is not for you. And I don't take offense to that. So so here are the piles. You can feel them out, really see which one is drawing to you, which one is really catching your eye, which one are you just drawn to and you can't even explain. That is your intuition speaking to you. And yeah. Oh my gosh, I was looking at myself the whole time I was doing that instead of the camera. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, anyway, I'll look at the camera now. I was having a fun time looking at myself, apparently. Also, I do offer one-on-one readings, and if you'd like to receive a one-on-one reading with me, I offer 1-hour-long psychic readings and 30-minute tarot readings right now. And you can go to the link in my YouTube bio, and that'll take you to my website where you can book a reading there. I love you guys all so much. Let's get into the piles. What makes you unique? Hi, pile number 1. If you chose the Sun card, then this is your reading on what makes you unique. Okay, the Star card came out. I don't really know. I mean, my channel's not monetized, so it doesn't really matter if I show that. But one day, I don't know. And the 10 of Wands. Okay. I think what makes you guys really unique is that for all that you've carried in this life, you might have went through some things that, you know, many people probably wouldn't recover from, but because it was you, and because you have I feel like you have this determination about yourself, you were able to carry really hard and heavy things and still come out the other side in a very light way. It didn't steal your heart. It didn't steal who you were. 7 of Pentacles as well. There may be something about the way you guys stand that's very unique. You might have a posture or a stance that almost looks sassy or just very unique. Like you might stand very tall. You might look like a dancer when you stand. Whatever you do in this life, there's always people who want to recognize that, and there's always people who pretend like they don't. I feel like the type of person that you are is someone who really can hold a lot of energy, can hold a lot of weight, can really put the weight of the world on your shoulders and still come out on top. It's like no matter what the universe, no matter what anything or anyone could throw at you, you would be able to take it and turn it into actual magic. You would be able to take it, watch it grow, and have this period of waiting, like what's gonna happen, and you kind of go through this dark night of the soul, and then you come out the other side and it's like, where did all that weight go? Where did all of that weight go? The way people look at you, they're just really, really confused and surprised and intrigued and inspired and all things towards you of where did it go? Where did it go? What did you do with it? Is it like hidden in some closet somewhere? And you didn't hide it in the closet. That's why. It's like your entire all the stuff that you have like taken on in this life, your entire house would be filled to the brim with randomness. But somehow you took it all and burned it and put it in the river and worked with the river to transmute it into something else. I really hope this is making sense. I just feel like those were all metaphors, but to put it into literal terms, I just feel like you guys have gone through a lot. I feel like a lot of people have shamed you for who you are because your natural spirit is very childlike. It's very wanderlust. And I feel like you've dealt with a lot of people just projecting onto that, but also a lot of people who are extremely inspired by that and just like, that's so incredibly cool. And so I feel like you guys are the type of person where people don't really like you, or they are just fascinated by you. And all the things that people have thrown at you in this life, you have alchemized, you have transmuted. All the harsh things people have said, all the times doors were slammed in your face, you have taken that. You guys have taken very little and turned it into something great. Whatever you were given in this life, it was just very little, and you've turned it into something great. I feel like what you're meant to do in this life is to expand. You just expand everywhere you go. And this is something that's really unique about you guys, is your ability to take all of that and turn it into your greatest gift, turn it into your power, turn it, like, I feel like you guys are at a point in life where no one can tell you who you are anymore, because you're so secure in yourself. There's nothing that can hold you down. There's nothing that can stop you. It's like, even if things come up and you're in this period of waiting, you're like, is it gonna happen? Is it not gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Because of, like, because of all that you've changed about who you are already. You already know that it's going to gain momentum eventually. Like, you know, eventually all this work you're putting in, all this energy you're clearing is going to have an effect. Like, that is super cool about you. You guys, oh, I'm getting emotional. Like, you guys are an extremely inspiring person. You guys are like the sun. I mean, seriously, look at all these cards that came out. The sun, the star, Seven of Pentacles. It's like you building, you waiting, you knowing. And then this. Look at all that she's carrying. But she doesn't let it stop her. She doesn't let it stop her. You guys are extreme determinators. That makes you unique. People look up to you. You guys, like, people really, really look up to you guys. Okay, let's go into another deck. Yeah, you guys have a wide open solar plexus chakra. I think that is something you've really, really worked on in this life. And it's a huge mission, a huge purpose for you in this life, is to work on your solar plexus chakra. And the solar plexus chakra is right about here. And it's all about confidence. It's all about power, authority, knowing who you are. Nothing can drag me down. It's like just boss energy. It's like, I am who I am. I know who I am. I have the power. I create my own story. I'm confident in that. I'm confident in who I am and what I do. This is like so fun. Oh my God, this reading is so fun because, oh, your energy is so inspiring. It's inspiring me. It's inspiring me. It's inspiring me to have more fun as well. Okay, let's see. What else makes pile number 1 unique, please, Spirit? So, grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. And empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. Yeah, so what was I saying? What was I literally saying? It's like all the stuff. You know what it is? You know what it is? Everything that you've lost, you know that with time will be something that helps you relate to others. Will be something that is how you are placed in the world. Everything that you have gone through, you will let go of because you know it's not for you. And you will sit in that knowing for as long as it takes. You know, I'm hearing that song, I will wait for you. By like Philip Phillips or something? Is that his name? I don't know. I will wait for you. Wow, you guys are manifestors. You guys are manifestors. I don't know if you know that you're manifestors, although I feel that you do. I feel like you guys you just surrender all the time. You're constantly surrendering to the universe. I feel like you are very connected to the universe. And I don't know if you're a very spiritual person or not, but you're just like naturally connected, even if you don't do all the rituals and everything that a spiritual person does, right? Everyone's spiritual in their own way. Everything that you go through is just an opportunity to transform. And people from the outside looking in, because this is what makes you unique, right? So people from the outside looking in, seeing kind of why are you unique? Why is this person special? Why does this person stick out from the crowd? They look at you and they see someone who has went through things people would not expect you to recover from. That's confirmation, my phone. That was my text message on my phone. You went through things people would not expect you to recover from, and that is so beautiful about you. And not only do you just go through them, you go through them and you activate your heart. You activate your heart through it. It's like, I'm not just gonna go through this and be the baddest bitch because of this. Like, I'm gonna go through this and my heart's gonna be more open after this. And this is how I'm gonna relate to the world. I'm not gonna take this and project that hurt onto others. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna help others who are in my same situation. And I'm gonna help others feel seen and help others feel heard. That's another thing that makes you really unique is you help others feel seen and heard in the way that you wished you could have felt seen and heard by others. And even if there were people that made you feel seen and heard back in those days, I feel like it could have been people who were online. It could have been people who you really looked up to on social media. It was like, I feel like for you guys, it wasn't really people around you. It was people that were off in the distance that made you feel seen and heard. And you have become that person for others. That's what makes you unique. I feel like you are the type of person people think about late at night who are like, whether they wronged you or not, like whether there's someone who was rude to you or wasn't rude to you, they lay awake at night thinking, that person, it's almost like, how am I not in that person's life anymore? How do I get in that person's life? How has that person done that? They're like, how has that person done that? And I feel like especially it's people that you grew up with. I don't know how old you are. This is going to depend what stage of life that you're in. But if it was people like you went to school with or people that you grew up with, sometimes just like randomly they'll think, because they'll see who you are now and they'll see who you were back then. And randomly they'll just think, how did that person do that? How did that person do that? How are they so not afraid of what people think of them? How are they so not afraid of what people think of them? How did they go from like this weird person? I mean, no offense, right? But how did they go from this like eccentric person to this person who is so proud of of their eccentricness, of their weirdness? How are they so proud of that? How do they flaunt that, and how do other people love that so much? Because when I knew them, people made fun of them. People looked down upon them. But now, it seems like everyone loves that about them. What makes pile number 1 unique? Okay. Compromise. So this is giving me Libra energy, balance, right? Get more information. Okay, so compromise and get more information is making me think that what makes you unique is that when you're around others, or just even by yourself, but I guess I always like relate to how others view you. I don't know why, that's just my thing. But I feel like when people see you, it's like you're always researching something. Even if you're not blatantly researching something, you're researching in your mind. You're going into the depths of what's going on in there, why your body is the way that it is, why your mind is the way that it is. It's like, it looks like there's these geometrical shapes on this card. And to me, that just, it seems like you're always, you know how, like, have you ever seen those videos of those shapes and they just all blend into each other and they never stop going, and it's just like blend, 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 blend. That is kind of what I'm getting from that, where you're always coming into a new shape because you're always absorbing more information. And you could literally be on your phone quite often looking up things you don't know that you hear. It's like, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? You're constantly looking for new information to change yourself. And I think you guys are always trying to come back to a state of balance as well. When one part of you gets too exalted, if, let's say for example, you are taking too much rest time and you're doing things that you don't really want to be doing, you want to be putting more energy towards like working towards something, you will balance that out. You will balance that out, like, in that you're aware of that. You're extremely aware of when you're imbalanced. And I think you also help other people see where they're imbalanced. And you also teach other people a lot, just because you're always absorbing new information. You're always teaching other people a lot. And that makes you really unique, because a lot of other people, I mean, not everyone, but some people, they'll just kind of stay in their comfort zone, and everyone's always learning, right? But some people, they'll just learn about one thing. And I feel like you guys are like anything that intrigues you. And I think that multiple things in different areas intrigue you. You will learn little bits and pieces from all of those areas. So that makes you really unique, because when you're in a conversation with someone, you can talk about many different things rather than just being super refined in one subject. It's like you're quite refined in many subjects because you're always learning about those things. And so when you're talking, you can really keep a balance of a conversation as well. And you can also just, you really just like to come back to balance within yourself. And that's really inspiring to others, because, and you know what, actually, people might not realize how you balance yourself. And just from the outside looking in, they're like, how did they do that? How do they do that? How do they be this person? How do they lift other people up? How do they always bounce back from what's happening to them? And I think your guys' secret would be, I keep myself in check. I keep it undercover, living my life on red alert. No, you're like, I keep myself in balance. That's how I do it. Anyway, I think I'm gonna end this reading here. I've been doing this for about 20 minutes, but it'll be less after I edit it. I love you all so much. If you want to book a one-on-one reading with me, you can go to the link in my YouTube bio. I really hope that you enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll see you in another video. Bye! High pile number 2, if you chose the Ace of Cups card, then this is your reading. What makes pile number 2 unique, please, Spirit? Okay, we got the page, 2 pages. We got the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. I'm already getting this message of, I feel like you guys are just explorers. Okay, but let's get one more card. And the Temperance card. Can you focus? So, you guys are definitely extremely divinely guided in this life. I feel that you might be a little bit of a rebel, or just someone who doesn't like to follow the rules. You don't like to be caged in or held down. You just, and I think that you're so heavily connected to spirit, whether you realize that or not. You are just so guided. I feel like you are just someone who doesn't want to stay confined in a box, and you love to explore. You probably love to travel. Whether you have traveled or not, it could be a really big interest for you. And there's just so much, I feel, on your mind about the world, and you want to be able to feel it. You want to be able to grasp it. It's like, I don't want to just see it in a picture or in a movie. I want to be there. I want to experience it. I feel like that is your guys' energy with a lot of life. You're like, I want to feel these coins. Like, okay, there's a hair on me. I want to embody every experience that I have. And so I feel like what really makes you guys unique is you really try to live in the present moment, and you really love to live in the present moment. And when you're in that really good space of just enjoying the wind in your hair, I'm seeing this image of this person. She's standing outside at this kind of public place, and she's just enjoying the breeze through her hair. They're just enjoying the breeze in their hair and just looking at the clouds and connecting with the sun and just feeling so whole and complete and loving. And people are looking at them like, huh, you know, they're like, what, is that person on drugs? Like, no, that's just you enjoying life. And that's what makes you so cool and so unique, is you want to enjoy life and everything it has to offer in every moment. I feel like you guys can just get excited about the small things, can have a lot of love and enjoyment for the small things, and people really look to that because it's like, wow, how does that person love that they're drinking water? You know, like, how are they so in love with the fact that they're drinking water right now? Like, how are they so appreciative of the cashier that they just talked to who gave them their water? Like, I've never seen someone like that. I've never seen someone so in love with water. That's funny that I'm saying that, because then on this card she's like pouring water, and then on this card she's like has a fish in there or something with water. You guys could really be connected to the water. You could have a fish, I don't know. I feel like you guys are just really connected to your emotions though. You're really connected to your heart, and I think also your crown chakra is wide open as well. And you just, I feel like you have a lot of lust for life, and you're just skipping around like, la la la, I love life. I mean, I don't know your guys' story. Maybe, I'm sure you've probably been through things that's probably gotten you to this place, but I feel like at this point in your life, you're just really open. And even if you don't feel that way all the time, people tend to see you that way, because I'm just seeing someone having a conversation with you and you're just so open. You're not closed off. You don't really try to hide yourself. You're just kind of there and you're enjoying it. And I feel like what's really unique about you guys is really listen to people. And you're not thinking so much before you speak back, because you're really listening and you're really absorbing. And that's really kind of a unique thing in this society, because so much of us are experiencing anxiety and we're thinking like, oh, what are we gonna say to the person next as they're speaking? And we're not really actually listening to them. And we're thinking like, oh, we don't want to sound stupid, like we have to know what to say and all this stuff. And I just don't feel like you guys do that very often. And that's really unique about you. That's really special about you. I think you guys also are really big givers, and you love to give to others. You want to experience so much for yourself, and you want to give that same experience to everyone you see. You want to give them that same adventure. I feel like you guys might look at life as an adventure, or that's something that you're wanting to do or you're trying to get into more. And you want to give that spirit to everyone else. And that makes you really unique too, is it's like, I will fill my cup and then I will go give little drippings of my cup to everyone, because it feels so good to do that. And I think a lot of people are scared to do that, even if they want to. They're just scared to express themselves as openly as you, to want to help others as much, to want to give to others as much, to want to smile towards others as much. And you guys really help open people up in that way, to where when they come around you, they're not as afraid to smile. They're not as afraid to be more of their authentic, genuine selves, and to just view life as more of an adventure rather than this tie down of hard experiences, right? What makes pile number 2 unique, please, Spirit? Okay, adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. And abundance. Oh my gosh. This girl that I have never seen in my neighborhood before just rode by on her bike, and her hair was super long and it was like blowing in the wind. And she literally like looked like you. Like the example I have of you. That's so funny. Abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Damn straight. Purpose. I know what I'm here to do. Yeah, so I feel like I'm getting this message that for a very long time, possibly ever since you guys were a child, or just for a long time, you have known what it is you wanted to do. And I don't mean necessarily career. I mean, you've always known the person you want to be. You've always known that you were meant for something big. You've always known it, like, and I don't even think it's like a specific thing. You just know that you were meant to do something big. I feel like maybe you guys were really drawn to fame as a kid. You were drawn to having a lot of money, or drawn to people in positions of power. It was like you just knew you were meant for something big. And now at this point in your life, you've kind of given up needing that. Like maybe there was a few years where you really, really, really wanted it and you felt like you needed it and that was your purpose. But now you're like, okay, my purpose was always just to know that I was meant for that. That I was meant for something huge. That I was meant to literally like have what I want. But it's not tied to your actual purpose, if that makes sense. It's like, it's just knowing that is your purpose. And that's how you really enjoy the little things now. And it's like because you've always known you were meant for bigger things, I really feel like you guys are attracting that in right now, okay? This is totally a side message from what makes you unique, but I feel like you guys really are attracting in your dream life right now. You're putting in work and effort towards it, and that's really paying off, for sure. But anyway, what really makes you guys unique is that you've always had a vision, you've always had drive, you've always had purpose. You've always known that you were meant to be someone who shines. And there might have been people who, I feel like specifically for you guys, you've always wanted to be leaders. You've always wanted to be the one in front. You've always wanted to be the one who's like explorers. You're like exploring new lands, right? And there might have been people who told you that you weren't capable of doing that, that you were someone who needed to be in the background. You were someone who, like, you didn't have the structure to be a leader or to be the person in front. It's almost giving me like Moana vibes, you know? Like Moana vibes, where she's kind of this silly little ditzy girl, but she's so strong and powerful. And you know, her dad and the people in the village were like, you can't go to the water. Like, I know you've always wanted to go to the water. I know she's always had this big purpose of like, I need to go to the water. I need to find whatever this is that I'm looking for. And people told her like, you don't go to the water, you stay here and you be princess and you whatever. And she was like, no, I have to do this. I have to do this and I have to voyage. I have to go for this. And then she ends up becoming this great, fierce leader who still has this little like side to her that doesn't have to be so serious, you know? And that is totally the vibe that you guys are giving me right now. And that makes you really unique because a lot of people who want to lead, they try to put on this facade, not a lot, but some people, you know, they try to put on this facade of like, this is who I am, and it's not really who they are. And what's really cool and unique about you guys is you allow yourself to be all parts of yourself and still be a leader and still be someone who goes on adventures and still, like, you really have this huge duality to you, like these different perspectives of, I can be like silly and loosey and goosey, but that part of me is still a leader. That part of me still deserves big things. Because in this society, you know, we're really taught that if we are silly and goofy and blah, 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 like we can't, if we're emotional, right? We can't be a leader. We can't be the person at the face of things because we have to be stoic. We have to be the one that society tells us we have to be. And you guys don't subscribe to that. You don't subscribe to that. And that makes you really unique, and a lot of people really think that's extremely cool about you guys. Like, I'm just getting this vibe of you guys being really cool. People thinking you're really cool because you don't subscribe to the normalcy of what you are, of what the stereotype that you're after in this life is. I feel like this could have to do with your career, could have to do with just like what you're doing in life right now. Whatever you're doing in life, you don't subscribe to the normalcy of what that is. And that makes you really cool. And that makes you extremely unique. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with your guidance from up above. You could be the type of person that really sits down, meditates, or like asks for information, asks what's next, asks, okay, Jesus, take the wheel, you know, that kind of thing. So that's really cool. What makes pile number 2 unique, please, Spirit? Okay, so these cards have all different types of messages on them. So some of them say yes, some of them say no. I'm so sorry about my dog barking, by the way. There's people outside. It's getting really nice out. Thank God. So this card says yes. So that is cool. It's like you are a yes person. Like, you tell me no, yes, 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 I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And peaceful resolution as well. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. That's what's cool about you guys. That's what makes you unique. It's like, yes, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Yes, I'm going to resolve this. And I'm gonna do it in my way. I'm gonna do it in my way. And I'm gonna do it in a way that keeps the peace. I'm not gonna drag other people down on this journey. I'm not gonna drag other people down on this journey. I'm gonna use every person as, I wanted to say stepping stone, but that's kind of like the opposite. But I feel like you use them as a stepping stone towards your peace rather than stepping on them to get what you want. It's like you're stepping on them. It's like you're stepping with them. You're journeying with them. You take other people's energies and you use it as a way to say yes to yourself. Yes, I am going to accomplish this. I just keep seeing Moana. That's so awesome because I don't know that I've ever honestly gotten a reference. Oh, I did in my last reading, actually. I got a reference for pile number 3. But yeah, I don't get references very often, so this is so cool. It's like Moana vibes. I feel like you're just a yes person. You're a hype person. What's really cool about you guys too is you help people, you hype people into the realization of life being a journey rather than a destination. And that's really cool about you guys because life is all about the journey, right? Like when we reach a destination, there's gonna be another journey after that. So it's like you might as well enjoy the first one, right? You might as well enjoy the first journey. And that is extremely cool about you guys and unique is that, because a lot of people, they're like, the destination, like, I want this, I want that, I need this, I need that. And you're like, yes, you're going to get that. That is going to be resolved. But like, damn, look at where you've come from, you know? Like, look at all the things you've done already. Look at what you're doing today. Look at what you're doing in this moment. Look at how this is a journey. Look at how this is an adventure. Look at how making your coffee in the morning is an adventure, you know? And I think you guys really like to spice up things all the time. You like to spice up, even if you are a very routine person, you like to spice it up. And you help other people do that as well. I think you guys are also really good at giving examples and ideas of how people can spice their lives up and make it more adventurous. So yeah, and as well, you guys are just really tapped into your emotions. You let your emotions flow. And then with your guidance from spirit, that takes you to a new place and you're just like reborn again. I feel like you guys are being reborn all the time. Yeah, so I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, you can like, comment, or subscribe. Also, I have one-on-one readings that you can book with me on my website. There will be a link in my YouTube bio. I offer 1-hour psychic readings and 30-minute tarot readings. I love you all so much. I hope that you enjoyed and hopefully I'll see you in another video. Bye! Hi, pile number 3. If you chose this card, then this is your reading on what makes you unique. So it's been a little while since I filmed the other 2 readings, so I don't really remember what I said, but we'll get into your reading, what makes you unique, okay? I did try to film your guys' reading on the same day that I did the other ones, but my camera ended up dying and then I went to a Pilates class, so now it's been a while. But let's see, what makes pile number 3 unique, please, Spirit? We got the Hermit reverse. So that makes me think that you guys probably, like to go out quite often, or you just like to be doing fun things often. 8 of Cups. Okay, the 6 of Wands wants to come out as well. Okay, what makes you guys unique? Yeah, I feel like what makes you guys unique is you naturally gain a lot of attention towards yourself. Like, even if you're not trying to be the center of attention, you can somehow end up being the center of attention. I feel that you guys might have a lot of gifts and abilities and talents, just a lot of them. And it's like abilities that would be known to be seen in the spotlight, if that makes sense. Like, maybe you're really good at singing, or you're really good at something that just puts you in the spotlight. Like, it could be sports, it could be like whatever region that you're in, it could be your hometown, your city, your workplace, whatever. You are really good within that field, and that really makes you guys stand out and really makes you unique, really kind of draws people into you, because it's almost like you guys are the face of something. I'm feeling like you guys are the face of something, and you might even be on brands, or that might be a dream of yours to be on brands, to be a model, I don't know. But I feel like also you're just not seen alone a lot. Like, when people first encounter you, you could be seen in large groups of people. You just don't seem to be alone a lot of the times. But then it's like when you are alone, if someone were to catch you alone, and this is what makes you unique, because a lot of people, they're alone a lot, like they're going different places alone. But what makes you guys really unique is the only time you seem to be alone is when you're like almost putting up a fight for something. Because with this 8 of Cups, it's not putting up a fight, but it's when you're walking away from something you know doesn't serve you. So, or you're walking away from something that would cause you harm in your mental space. So that's also something that makes you really unique, because people are like, this person doesn't really put up with anything, you know? This person doesn't really put up with... I feel like something specifically for you guys is that you don't like when people are mean to others, or when they bully others or talk down upon others, because you really like things to be in harmony. You could be like a big family person, a big friend person. You could also just have a wide group of people around you, a wide circle of people that you know. And you really don't tolerate people being mean to those people especially, but I feel like also just everyone in general. You don't like people to be talking bad towards others. And so people really notice that about you, because it's almost like I feel like you're really headstrong with everything that you do. You're like, here I am, this is me. And you guys might not even be trying to do that, but it's just giving a very confident energy, a very poised and like structural energy. It's like a leader. It's the face of something. It's the brand of something. It's like the opposite of sloppy, right? It's just like, I feel like you guys' energy is perfectly aligned, and that's the way you present yourself. And a lot of society views you as that way. You could also like have a presence online or something, I don't know. But it's just like you seem to have a lot of attention around you a lot, and that makes you really unique. Let's see what else wants to come through. You guys could be really good at sports. I don't know why I was just hearing that. I said that earlier too, but yeah, you could be really good at sports. It's like you're known for something. I feel like you're known for something, or multiple things that you do. People know about you. People know of you. People who don't know you know of you, for sure. Like, people talk about you a lot, and what you do and what your talents are, what your gifts are, even just possibly how you look. You guys could be just very like physically attractive in a very stereotypical way. What makes you unique? You're not afraid. This is kind of what I said earlier, because this is the card that came out, Disruption. That's the thing, is I feel like you're not afraid to disrupt things. You're not afraid to stand up. You're not afraid to tell others what it is you feel is right. I feel like you guys have a very warrior type energy, and this is what just naturally puts you in the spotlight. Naturally, you exude that confidence. I feel like it's also charisma. What's really unique about you guys is you also have a very good a blend of charisma and confidence, and it doesn't come across as cockiness. It comes across as someone who's very like devoted to their power, because how you use it is in the defense of people who have either less of it, or people who need it, or people who maybe aren't shown that from others. And that makes you like a really respectable person. That makes you really unique too, because a lot of people who would be in your position, a lot of people who would want your position wouldn't want to take care of others like you do, who don't have that same position. They're just wanting to be with the people who are on that same level. If not that you guys, okay, does this make sense? It's not that you guys aren't wanting to mingle with people on that same level. It's just that you want to help everyone around you, no matter where they're at. Positive movement forward. People also see you as an extremely stable person. This is something that makes you really unique, is you don't falter. You don't go backwards. Whenever you present something, you've already worked on it to get it presentable enough to know that it's just going to have like forward movement. Sorry about my dogs. But to know that it's just going to have like forward movement, forward movement, forward movement, and there's not going to be stagnancy. Like you guys don't really have stagnancy, and you don't go backwards. You're like, I feel like you're a very grounded person, and you really take your time with things, and you become very meticulous with things, to the point where like by the time you actually release something, by the time you put it into action, it's already favorable to people. Like it's already grown enough to the point where people can't say anything bad about it. Does that make sense? Like that makes you guys really unique, because you don't just like jump into things. You definitely take your time to perfect it before you put it out there, and then it's already like perfect. Okay. Honestly. And then it just keeps going and keeps going, and you keep adding to it and adding to it. And you might even feel like sometimes, I feel like maybe you guys have imposter syndrome at times, or you feel like I have to be so perfect before I put anything out there. And by the time you guys put things out there online, show things to the world, like projects you're working on, like businesses, whatever it is, by the time it is out there, people think you have done it for like 10 years. People think that you're already a master, and you're like, no, I'm just the beginning, I'm just the student. And that's because your guys' mind, like you guys might have been really hard on yourself when you were children or just growing up, but it's like because your guys' minds are such perfectionists, and you're such like everything has to be perfect. You guys might have a lot of Libra in your chart, like just I feel like you're just really aesthetically beautiful. Everything you do is like perfection, it's balanced, it's grounded. So you guys could have a lot of earth and air in your chart. Yeah, and something else too is what makes you unique is that I feel like you guys don't really burden people with your problems. Not that you won't talk about your problems with others if you really need someone to talk to and you need an ear and all of that. Like, because this card, Suffering in Silence, came out. I can't really read it. Suffering in Silence and Triumphant Success. So you guys, yeah, like there's so many success cards out here. It's actually crazy. But something that's really unique about you guys is I feel like you're not the type of person to post what's wrong with you online, to really talk about it with a ton of people around you, like all the bad experiences that you're going through. You tend to really talk about them after you've come out the other side, and you really make it a success story. It's like you're the type of person where everything that you've gone through, you've turned into such an amazing thing. You've turned it into gold. You've turned it into a success story, into prosperity. I feel like you guys are almost like the main character of a hero's journey movie, or like in coming of age movie, just because everything you do can be reflected upon. By the time you come out with something that you've struggled with, you've persevered through it for so long. It's like you're not talking about the negatives of it, and it really helps. It really, really helps people, the way that you talk about your problems after they've been resolved. I just feel like you guys just have such this leader-esque type of energy quality about you. It just feels so put together and confident and reserved, but not reserved at the same time. It's like the perfect balance of things. It's grounded, it's slow moving, it's successful. It doesn't become stagnant because it knows where to go. It has like a clipboard of all the checks it needs to do. And it knows how to take time from that checklist as well to work on itself so it can be a better leader. That makes you guys really unique. It's just this, you seem to just know where to go, and people seem to want to be around that because it's extremely inspiring, and it's just very like, this person is the face of whatever it is they do. Maybe you guys are even very spiritual people and you're very highly advanced spiritually compared to the people around you, or compared to the people you grew up with, or just like in your field, you just seem like very advanced. Like the way you speak is very technological, and everything just, it seems like people can grasp onto the information that you put out really easily and really well. And that makes you guys really unique. I feel like you guys don't see that about yourself that often though, is the thing about it, because you're such a freaking perfectionist in your mind. And I think people look at you and they seriously think, how does that person do all of that? Like, how can I be like that person? How are they such this leader? How are they such this face of whatever it is they do? And you just don't. I feel like you have moments where you view yourself like that, because I'm sure that you've manifested this version of yourself, because I'm sure you weren't always like this. And you've really come to understand yourself and know yourself, and you've manifested this like very successful version of yourself, but you don't always define yourself as that, because I feel like you might be relating it to people outside of you. Like maybe sometimes you guys compare yourself to others, but really like look at how much you've actually transformed and changed, and look at how successful you are. That makes you really unique. You are the face of something that you've done. Like you've come from nothing and transformed it into something. Like you are that kind of person. You are the kind of person who has been like the opposite of an area, completely transformed it into like the highest version of it. It's like someone who has a drug addiction transformed into someone who writes an autobiography about overcoming drug addiction. You know, it's like you didn't just overcome it, you went the extra mile and inspired people. You became the face of that. You became like the brand of overcoming addiction, you know? And I feel like you guys don't give yourself enough credit, because you're like constantly trying to learn in whatever it is that this is, whatever these like talents are, these gifts, this persona you have of yourself. It's like you're always trying to learn and absorb more information within this, that you don't even realize like how good you already are. Yeah, and look at this, the butterfly on the bottom of the deck. That's transformation, that's death and rebirth. So that just wanted to come through because you guys should know that. Like you should really be proud of yourself, because the things that you've gone through, the things that you've worked through it's really beautiful. And I think also just the way that you guys look makes you really unique, because I feel like you just might have a type of stereotypical beauty that a lot of people find attractive, and this is a part of the reason why you can become or have become the face of something as well. I don't know why I keep hearing like the face of something, like the brand of something. I said this earlier, but like if you guys want to be models, or like there's really like one thing in life that you're so interested in, go for it. Like if you have not gone for it already, go for it. Okay, anyway. Okay, so not today in clock. Not dealing, hurt, avoiding a conversation, call, person, boundaries, still angry. Need time, takes time, in time, cycles, time to heal, progress. I think what makes you guys unique right now in your life is you're really going through a process of not allowing other people to interfere with what you think. Because I feel like ever since you were a child, there was this kind of like spotlight that was placed upon you, and you didn't even really want it at times, because you didn't fully know who you were yet, and you were just like living life, experiencing life, and there were people who saw this like shine in you, like this spotlight in you, who didn't really want you to see it, and so they told you that it didn't exist, and you believed that for some time, and you really like, you're in a period of your life where you're really starting to not listen to those people anymore, because you're being able to see the people who really love and appreciate you, and you're also really being able to see how good of a person you are, how beautiful of a person you are, how much you actually deserve what it is you want. Yeah, like I just feel like a lot of people have tried to project hurt onto you guys for some reason, and you're like, not today, not anymore, baby. No, 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 no. I'm transforming. And I'm moving on. Check my watch. I don't got time for this. I don't got time for this. No, seriously though, I feel like that makes you guys unique, is your ability to stabilize anything that's thrown at you. Like, I'm just seeing you standing there sturdy, and a bunch of people are throwing dodgeballs at you, and you're just like, you know, like not affected. And in earlier life you were affected, and you would change yourself to try to conform to society, but now you're like, I don't want to do that anymore. And I think that's drawing in even more eyes on you, drawing in more of like this brand of who it is that you are. This, not that you're one brand, okay? Not that you are one identity, not that you're one box. I don't want to say that at all, because we're all multidimensional beings. But I just feel like there's people around you who love you for specific things, like people outside of your close friends and family. Like, they know you for specific things. They love you for specific things. Like, you're very known in your community. And I feel like the more you let go of other people's expectations, other people's opinions, other people's noise that aren't resonant for you, the more and more eyes are coming to you, because they're drawing into that vibration that you were always meant to hold, that you held when you were a child but kind of let go of because of those projections. So yeah, that makes you guys unique. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you did, you can like, comment, or subscribe. I'm sending you all so much love, and hopefully I'll see you in another video. Bye!